Okay, so we did the block lettering, and now we're going to do the script or the has brushstrokes. Now, I had you guys do the brushstrokes exercise for a reason because because in a lot of this stuff you're going to do half circles. 99% of the time you're going to do half circles. So I'm doing Control plus to zoom in and holding the space bar to move the stuff out by holding the space bar and moving the mouse. Okay, so every time you see a half circle, that's 3 anchor points, right? Remember, 3 anchor points for one at each end and one at the. So let's try that. One at the end, one at the center of the circle, one at the end. Here's another circle. End of the circle, top of the. This is the end. This is the top. And let's see. Let's make this the end of the circle, top center of the circle, and end of the circle, like half circle, right? Now, because the brush stroke is you press down and you lift up, you get a point on each end. So I'm going to make that a point. Add thickness. Just add thickness. Doesn't matter if it's in the right place or the wrong place. You can always modify it afterwards. Okay. If you add it on the outside, keep it on the outside all the way through. If you add it on the inside, then same thing. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and so here we have a half circle. Now, try not to add a curve at the ends, because if you add a curve at the ends, you're going to get this let me add hold my sub select point. You're going to get that kind of effect. Now, if you accidentally add one, just click on this straight joint. All right. And then we're going to add a curve here. You know what? Let's add a curve to all of these. Like I said, except areas where we might, well, I'll think about this one because this is a point. And then I have multiple selections. Click on the empty space so you can individually click on the point. But now I'm going to hide the white fill so I can see what's going on. So I can click on these points and modify, move them where I want them to be, like this. And you can also try to have, you see how the arm is inside the letter? Sometimes by having them parallel, you get a better shape. Sometimes. You just have to judge yourself. You say, oh, okay, why isn't this working? And you just have to make that modification. Okay. Now I'm adjusting these. Try to trace. I'm basically tracing this thing. And you know what? When it's an idea like we did the other, but if you go, you know what? It would look better if I do it this way, that way. Okay. Another thing that you should be careful with is points crossing, like this arm is crossing with this arm. When you have these two arms crossing, you get like a kink. So try not to get the arms to cross, right? Like that. Don't let them touch or get near. I mean, because then you start getting strange things like, what's going on? It's because you went past the other arm. So now you're getting a kink on that. So I'm modifying it to I'm looking at it, modifying it to see what looks better. And you can always change it even after the fact. You go, you know what? I don't like the look of that, or I do like the look of that, or this is too skinny, it's too fat, may make it the right thickness. And then you said, okay, let's try. Let's see what it looks like. I'm going to add a black fill. And always get rid of either hide. You can hide the outline because let me show you what the outline. If I give it a color, you can see the outline. See, let me use the magenta. Let's see, magenta. No, it's not. The camera's not. Oh, it's right here. See, there's the outline right there, right? So, but so you can either hide it like this, hiding, which is invisible, or you can click on the trash can and delete it completely. So now it doesn't even have one there. So you get a sharper thing here. Okay, and this I is stuck to this letter. Now it's looking like an H, so I'm going to fix that too. So again, we're going to do, I'm just drawing it a little higher. And it's, let me see, I'm just experimenting like that. This is a half circle, 3 for a half circle, another half circle, another 3, and I'm closing the shape, right? And it doesn't matter, like I said, you can draw it and then move it around. So with the white arrow, I'm going to select this one, add a curve, select this one, curve, select all these, but not the ends. Remember the ends. Now it's looking too lumpy. Like what is going on? Let me hide the fill. And that sometimes the problem is, you know, like this, like the arms are just too much, right? So again, they're inside the shape, so you're getting another kink. Make sure that it's kind of parallel, you know, parallel. And if you want to make it, look at this, these two arms crossing right there. You don't want them crossing. You can even move it. Make this, and also you click on the center to activate it, and then you grab the arms, and then you can also move the center, and again try to follow the path like that, and just move this up so it doesn't. I have, let's see, try to adjust that like that, trying to smooth it out. Let's smooth this out a little bit and move this up. I think that looks like an eye, maybe. All right. So it's got like that to make noises. Okay. I think that's an eye. You can finagle it so many times. Add a black fill and get rid of the stroke. Okay. Now I need a dot for the eye. I can just draw a circle like this. Like somebody drew a dot like that. Yeah, okay. And then we have the N. So you don't have to make, let's just trace it first so we can move it. We have a half circle. You don't have to make the N all in one shot. You can make two separate curves. So let's do that. Let's do two separate curves, like two separate brush strokes. Okay. I'm going to select the white and add curves to these. Boom. And it looks kind of cuckoo. Now to let go all, just click on the space there and then keep stuff horizontal. And this one's trying to cross, this arm's trying to cross to that one. You want to move it down so it doesn't touch or cross. Make sure it doesn't dig into the letter like that is digging in, you know, it's getting a kink. And if you decide that maybe you don't want, like, you wanted this a little fatter, so then in that case, maybe you do want to add a curve, but not that fat, just a little fat, just a little bit of fatness. There, move it, shape it. And then, I want it about the same height as the, so you can, if you grab the black arrow, you can actually stretch the letter. Then you can also move it. I can also rotate it a little. I'm trying to make it about the same angle as the eye. There. So it's about the same height as the eye. And about the same angle, following the V angle, the eye length angle. So that, and then let's use the white arrow to make any changes that you want to make, like that. And then if you're happy, add a color and get rid of the border. Okay. Now I can make the second brush stroke. And I try not to click on the line, on this blue line, because that means you're adding a point to that, okay? Control Z to undo. What you need to do is like click on the inside like that, so it doesn't add to this shape, it's separate. And I'm gonna one at the top, one here, and one here, and then hide the fill so you can see what you're doing. Add a thickness like that. And I'm going to select these two. This is a half circle here, and this is another half circle there. And that's crazy. So, and just adjust, you know, if they're too crazy like this, just bring them in, bring them in. Oh, and also let's hide the fill so I can see what am I working with, you know, what shape. Move the center, make them smaller. Move the center. Adjust the shape. Try to make it parallel. And about the same thickness. And if you, oops, now I lost the shape. I try to add a color. It already has a color. What happens? It was hidden. Maybe this point is too skinny. Go ahead and add a curve just so it fatten out the curve. But then don't make it that fat. There. And maybe this end needs to go down a little bit. You can select these points and move them down like that. Maybe give this one a little bit more of a, grab multiple points and move them down like that. So now it fits more like an, oops, what happened? Okay, so that's that. And let me see. And then we're going to do the C. Again, it's if you do a circle here, end of the circle, top of the circle, side of the circle, bottom of the circle. And I'm going to end it here because that's one letter. I don't want to do too much. Okay. And then I'm going to select these 2 points, add a curve, select these 2 points, add a curve, add these points, and add a curve. Hide the fill, and then adjust the curves. If they're too wild, like this one, like, look at that, too much, bring it in, and reshape it. Try to make that into like the right shape. Like that. And about the same thickness. Now I'm trying to make it about the same height as the end. And keep it about the same height there. And move that in there like that. I think that looks good. I'm just going to make it black and get rid of the outline. There it is. Okay. So now let's make the how much time do we have? Okay, let's make the E. And this one, side of the circle, top of the circle, side of the circle, bottom of the circle. See, remember the circle has four corners. It doesn't have, circles don't have corners, Mr. Rodriguez. Well, is the top and the sides and the bottom. So 4, right? And and because it's an E, I'm just looping it. Okay. Then I'm going to select these top and add a curve, and these bottom and add a curve. I didn't mess with the ends. But this one looks like I could tell that it's got a bunch of kinks. Let's hide the fill. And let's adjust it. And I want the E to be as high as the C, like that. I'll make the same thickness. You can move this at about the same thickness. And there. And then I'm going to overlap it to make it look like it was continuous, but it's not. It's just overlapping. And that looks good. I like that. It looks like the way that looks, I think. Like I said, you know, it's up to you what kind of